Yeah. What up, world? Shamat Fatal. We live, locked, and loaded. It is the After Party Radio Show. We right here on Frenzee Broadcasting. I got a special guest in the building right now. We got an actress, a producer. I think she do a little bit more than that. We're going to let her talk about that, though. We right here, After Party Radio Show welcomes Vanessa Vasquez to the building. What's going on with you?
How you doing?
I felt like that was a good intro.
That was amazing.
Okay, I'm just waiting for you to say
I feel
something.
like I'm on stage right now.
Like, are you gonna bust some raps or
I don't know, maybe
a couple
do
high
some
notes?
stand up. Who knows? I don't know.
Okay, what you got? You got a joke for me?
No, I'm not ready with the joke right now.
Right.
I should have came prepared with that.
Yeah, I put you on the spot. My bad.
I'll think about something during the interview.
Thank you for coming by the show.
Hey,
So
thanks
the
for having
world,
me.
the world doesn't know already about you. Tell the world a little bit about yourself.
So my name's Vanessa Vasquez, like you said. I'm an actress, writer, producer. I do stand up. I do public speaking. I'm an activist. I don't know. I feel like I've done it all. Mother?
Okay.
No, I'm not a mother. I'm a mother to a dog.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say.
I'm
all
a
right.
dog mom. Let me clarify
mom.
that.
Okay, you have one dog,
Just
multiple?
one dog, just one little baby pup. That's my baby.
Okay, so
No
actual-
children. No real ones.
No surrogate kids coming soon or no.
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I mean, who knows what the aliens are doing now?
Oh, you believe in all the extraterrestrials?
Absolutely. I've seen them.
I think I have a sound for that. Doesn't that sound like a UFO took off or something? I don't know.
That sounds exactly like when I saw them. That sound came on, and
when
I was
I hear
like,
that
it's
sound,
real.
it just reminds me of X-Files was like in Roswell, New Mexico or something.
Yeah.
So
But
sound like when
I
hear
saw
that
one in
sound.
Malibu, but we can talk about that some
You
other
saw a
time.
UFO in Malibu?
Yeah.
Oh, talk about it.
Right now?
Yeah,
Already?
hell, you can't just like mention a UFO sighting in Malibu and skip away from the conversation.
You know, I've always been kind of interested in it, and I've done so much like YouTube videos to the point where I was like, okay, for sure, we're not alone. And then one time I was just hanging out in Malibu. I was in a beach house with a friend of mine. We were just hanging out, drinking a glass of wine. That's all I had, nothing else. So promise you, I was not
just
tripping
one
on
glass
anything.
Of wine? That's it.
And next thing you know, my friend's looking at something strange behind me, and I turn around, and there's just like this orb, like this light, like it just looked like it just came out of a portal, and it was just like dangling around, and you could tell it was like a something space. I don't know. It was just not from this world. And then in like a blink of a second, after like it found itself where it was at, I don't know if it caught a signal, it went straight into a shooting star, like it straight into a star, like it just shot into it. And we just stood there like, oh, you know how like when you see people on television when they see a UFO and they're like frozen?
Yeah.
That's how we were for about, I don't even know, about 10 minutes. We were just staring into it, waiting for it to come back.
Wow.
And my friend, the first thing my friend said was like, okay, we're tripping, man. That had to be an airplane. And then I looked to my left, and then you see like this little airplane going, and I was like, no, dude, that's an airplane. That was a UFO.
That's what airplanes sound like?
No, it was like going so slow. It was like going.
I thought like a bumblebee was.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It was just like something so slow. But that one was like, phew, the UFO was like gone in like seconds.
So you seen ET basically. You got to witness an extraterrestrial.
it was like, come
activity.
back, take me. You forgot me.
You would want to leave Earth and go to another planet?
I mean, if I could come back, yeah.
As long as you can make your way home?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think that'd be cool.
That sounds like a movie. Maybe you can write it, because you produce movies and films. So maybe you can write a movie about you getting abducted and then you come and find your way back home.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You go to Pluto or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or what's that planet?
That's why my 10%.
Nibius.
10% Nibius.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just don't go to Uranus,
I know I was going to say don't go to Uranus.
Yeah, don't do that.
I hear there's a lot of assholes there.
Yeah. Womp, womp, womp. All right, so you're known for playing Camilla in the groundbreaking Hulu series East Los High.
Yep, that's right.
So do you feel like you're kind of trying to get away from that at this point, or do you feel like you don't want to be confined to that role only?
No. I mean, the character was unique in itself. It was the first time that I think people saw themselves. It was the first time those type of characters were highlighted as heroes. A lot of time you see kids in East LA, they're always like the little cholo, the little gangster or whatever. who are getting locked up. You know, they're guest stars or co-stars, and they're just like, oh, the bad kids. But this was the first time that they got to go in depth to see like what it's like growing up in East LA, what it's like growing up in the barrios, you know, and being American Latino and the things that we have to go through and our culture and being bilingual. So you don't see a lot of that. Actually, I mean, maybe there's one TV show out there that's doing it on my block, on Netflix. But and I think Vida now is doing it too. But you know, it was still very raw and authentic. And when I first got on it, like I really wanted to be a part of it because that's how I grew up. You know, I grew up like that in Texas, even though I didn't grow up in East LA. I grew up Mexican American in the hood and in Texas. So I was like, I know this lifestyle. This is us. Like, these are the stories that I want to help tell. So I mean, if another opportunity comes up where I get to help tell our stories like that, whether doesn't matter what social class it is, I'd be honored to do it.
All right.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So your mom brought you here to the United States from Mexico.
She was pregnant. I was made in Mexico, imported in the U.S.
Okay, you need one of those, like, you need a tattoo made in Mexico.
You know,
like,
I need one. Hecho en Mexico,
yeah, you need
right
just,
there in the back.
Don't put it on your face, though, because you look like a rapper. Like, you know.
You know, I wanted to put it on my back, you know, like a tagline.
Okay.
Like a T-shirt tag.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So they know everywhere you go.
And then I also wanted to put the Virgin Mary in the back, but then my friends were like, no, you're going to look like a chola. And I was like, what?
You look like your name would be like Lady Smiley or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Lady Joker. Hello.
La Santita or something.
Hey, yeah, I believe it. All right, so you feel like that will of you coming here from like another country, has that made you want to work harder, or like how do you apply that towards your craft? Like, because you obviously came from nothing, coming here, you went to Texas, and that's where you started your career. I was born in Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, actually, I don't take it for granted. I think that a lot of times growing up here, it's so easy to get caught up in the system of we're, you know, Latinos, we're third class citizens, whatever. My life doesn't mean nothing. We're not represented and all this stuff. But truthfully, like, our parents, somebody sacrificed so much for us to be here, you know, that we can't take that for granted. And every single day there's people who are dying to, you know, to come over here just to have the opportunities to say you're a citizen. Like, I think it's important to do something with that. Just a mere, you may not have nothing, but if you're here, you have an American citizenship, like, take that and run with it. Like, there's so many opportunities for you. That alone can get you a job, propel you to move forward. You know, apply for grants, apply for scholarships. Like, we're so privileged just having that birth certificate saying that you were born here. And I don't take that for granted, because I feel like if my mom just months before wouldn't have made that move to come over here, my life would have been so different. I wouldn't have the opportunities that I had growing up, you know, being the first one in my family to go to college. And then because of that, I was able to apply for grants that, you know, support Latinos and especially female Latinas going to school. And so because of that, I did get a lot of help from the government. And so I think just the mere fact that we do, yes, there's a lot of things against us, but there's also a lot of things for us. And we have to grab those things that are for us and make the most of it until you just keep pushing forward until something happens, you know? Yeah. That's my thing.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about Donald Trump because that, you know.
You know, Donald Trump is, that's
yeah.
It's sad because, you know, I go to Mexico and people ask me, or just anywhere, and they're like, what do you think about Donald Trump? And I said, look, the thing is that if you don't know what it's like to grow up a minority or a female, you will never know, you know. So he doesn't understand where we come from. And that's very unfortunate for a leader of a country to not be able to identify with the majority, which are considered minorities. The majority is not Caucasian. The majority is what we consider minority, the collective of us. And I think it's really sad that he can't empathize with us in that. You know, he has no compassion there. So yeah.
So let's talk some sports. Are you into sports?
So a little bit now, here and there.
Are you ready for the Super Bowl coming up?
I am.
Who are you going for?
I'm still not sure.
You even know? You're like, I don't even know who the hell played in the Super Bowl. Oh, you going for KC?
Yeah, maybe.
Patrick Mahomes. You gonna try to get the Super Bowl ring?
I don't know.
Okay. Oh, but you're from Texas. So
I'm from
you're not a
Texas,
Cowboys
you know,
fan, are you?
No, I'm a Texan.
I hope you're
fan.
not. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but
y'all,
you know,
y'all got
recently,
knocked out too.
I was like, yeah, I know they were doing really good. I was kind of liking the Rams.
Oh, okay.
I'm allowed to have two teams, by the way.
I guess you can.
I'm allowed to have, and
We'll allow it today only.
I get a lot of hate on people because I'm an Astros fan and a Dodgers fan,
What?
and people are like, you can't do that.
So what did you do when they were playing each other?
Oh well, obviously I had to go to my home team.
Oh,
you know?
see, I don't. Yeah, you Dodger fans are not
Yeah.
rocking with that.
I
Hold
know.
up. That was for the city of LA hitting you with that one.
Man, you gave me 3 downers already. What's going on?
I don't know, man.
No, you know what's crazy? I had people hit me up. They're like, oh no, you a sellout. I'm unfollowing you. And then when I went to a Dodgers game after I went to the Houston Astros series, and I was wearing my Dodger hat, and I had Astros fans. They're like, oh no, I'm unfollowing you. I'm like, y'all act like I don't have 2 girlfriends or something. like some of y'all.
Hello.
You know what I mean?
Hello, equal opportunity in 2020, baby. You know how we do it.
Like,
You know,
you act like
hey.
you can't love 2 people at once. You know what I mean?
You know, you can do a lot of things at once. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm
Multitasking.
saying? People
Hello.
be judging.
Hey, I ain't judging. My name ain't Judy. I'm just saying. All right, so you're writing and producing as well as acting now.
Yeah.
So what do you find more passion in? Is it more like being on the camera, or are you falling back into enjoying being behind the camera?
You know, acting's always gonna be my first. You know, it's what I sort of like came into. It's what gives me the giggles. It's what allows me to physically be expressive. Now, soul-wise, writing just takes you to another level. You're able to communicate what your soul wants to say. A lot of times with acting, you're doing portraying somebody else's vision, somebody else's story, somebody else's dream. But with writing, you're able to write your story. You know, what is your unique life experience that nobody else understands? Your life perspective that nobody else sees. And I think writing is so important for anybody, you know, to get your story out there, whether it's your own personal story, whether it's just anything that you want to share or create, because that's your essence, that's your soul essence, and no one can ever take that away from you. And I feel like that's the uniqueness that each of us have to offer. We all have a story to tell.
Okay, so what up and coming projects do you have that people should be looking out for in 2020?
Well, let's see. I just did a movie. I was in the Dominican Republic for about a month. I did a movie called In Dreams.
Okay.
I'm not really sure when that's going to come out. Hopefully this year or in early next year. And then I just did a guest star on the TV show MacGyver on CBS. So
Okay, what you do on MacGyver? Holla at us.
I can't
You got the
say exactly what I
NDA
did.
sign? Oh, you got the young NDA. Holla.
But it's a fun role. It's
Okay.
a fun role, and I play. I'll tell you what I play. I play a character who's from South America, and she's like a Brazilian bad girl.
Okay, you didn't hear me put this music on for you? I heard you talking about some Latin vibes. I turned up.
They da reggaeton. Hey.
I can see you like, you know, you and Bad Bunny in a video, like Ozuna just walk in and just like 2 million views within like 2 minutes.
Yay.
What you
Ya tú sabes.
Hey, ya tú sabes.
Dale, mami.
Hey.
Que lo que? That's all I knew.
Okay,
that's all I remember.
okay. Hold on.
Dominican Republic.
We turned that up one time. I like the effort. The A for effort. Awesome. Fuck yeah. All right, so I always do this before we get out of here. A lot of people are looking at you and they're thinking you made it, you've been successful, you found some success in what you love to do. For the people that are looking to get into this industry, what would you say to them that maybe don't know how to do so, that don't know the route to take? What advice would you give to them?
Into this industry, acting?
Acting.
I would say get into an acting class. I mean, you really want to do it, pursue it. You want to help tell stories. You know, you have to find that uniqueness within you. What makes you, right? And why do you want to do this? More importantly, because it's not an easy industry, and that why of whatever you do is what's going to keep you moving forward all the time. When times get tough, when you keep getting no's, you know, you have to understand like why you're doing this, and get into an acting class. Go to casting workshops. send your resume, your headshots, your emails to anyone and everyone. One of my teachers told me, she was like, I had a hard time finding an agent when I first got here. And she said, don't worry, there's an agent for every actor out there. There's a manager for every actor out there. You keep doing it, people are going to see that you're serious about it. You're not just out here trying to be all glamorous and famous, that you are a professional, your work ethic is real. People are going to take notice, and eventually you'll find your right team. And I have a great team. I'm excited.
Shout out your team. Any shout outs you want to put out there?
The Pause Management, Ivan is my manager. I love him. He's great. Like, he's been in this industry for like 20 plus years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he's like my industry father. You know, he knows how to communicate with actors. That's the thing. You have to find the right manager for you that's going to help mold you and it's going to keep you going, you know, when times get tough, and who knows exactly who you are and what you could become. And it's going to always inspire you to do something different to keep you evolving. And
a good agent.
And a good agent, absolutely. Yeah, and staying innovative in whatever you decide to do.
One thing a lot of actors have been coming on the show recently, I've been hearing consistently from all of them, is do not wait for an opportunity to get casted for a project before you start creating content for yourself.
Right.
Don't wait. Yes, still do the audition process. Yes, still go for it. But like, don't wait for that. Because a lot of times people wait for that and never get casted or picked, so you don't create nothing. So utilize cameras and the internet and just create content for yourself, showing what you do.
That's the best way. And now with social media, I mean, it's taking things to another level. YouTube, you can create your own channel, your own web series. Just write, create, gather your team. Especially if you're in an acting class and you have other actors who wanted to do it. You know, you have your team right there. Everybody works, and that's the best thing, because I remember when I first started, anytime there was an opportunity to be on set, I was doing it in Texas. There wasn't a lot of work, so I did anything. I was production manager. I was hair, makeup, wardrobe, anything. Just to be in the atmosphere, learning how to do lights, like camera. I did it all. You know, if I wasn't an actor, I was learning something else of being on set, and I appreciate that, because now, you know, doing what I do and then being a writer. And a producer, I'm able to understand, you know, what they all go through, you know, like what all the production assistants go through, the camera operators, the directors. It's important to know all that. And I think that's the coolest thing. If you can have that knowledge of all aspects of what you do, like, that's gold. That's mastering something, you know?
Message.
Gems,
gems. That's value for the listeners. We appreciate you giving that out there. Tell them where to follow you on social media.
I'm at Vanessa V on everything. Vanessa with 2 N's and 2 S's.
All right.
Vanessa V.
All right. Any positive feedback you want to put out there? Any shout? Anything else you want to put to the listeners right now before you get out of here?
Let's see. Everybody just keep your head up. You know, like Kobe said, follow your heart, follow your passion, put in the work. If you think you're going to fail, you're right. You know, you just got to go out there and you got to do it. You got to think. You have a winner mentality no matter what. You fall, get back up, because everyone falls. But that moment where you fall, that's just an opportunity to do it better. I think Henry Ford said that one. I don't remember. But yeah, just keep doing it.
I'm going to call that MOM. Mindset of Mamba. Hello, I made that up right now, Mom. Holla at your boys, Fatal. We right here. There's an after party radio show. Vanessa, thank you for coming through. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Much love to you in 2020. Abundant blessings and high frequency shining right at you right there.
Likewise.
Let's get it. We'll be right back. It is an after party radio show. It's your man Fatal. Stay tuned. Get ready for the frenzy. Yeah.